Hey everyone, what's up? Have you ever thought about how one small decision early in the morning could change the entire course of your day? And what seemed like a really minor choice actually became a spark for a chain of events that you never saw coming. I don't want to get too philosophical, but you'll want to stick around to see this domino effect. I've once heard that the journey is half the fun. And in our case, that couldn't be more true. A quick ferry ride to Elafonisos Island, and our plans took a whole new direction. One thing's for sure, we'll be showing you the famous Simos Beach. As for the rest, well, you'll just have to watch and see. Happy viewing everyone, and I'll see you at the end. Now picking up from where we left off, commencing day 2 of our road trip through the Peloponnese. Be sure to stick around to see which last-minute decision paid us great dividends. Our plan for the day was to spend a few hours on Elafonisos Island and later head to Iria, where we would be staying the night. Up until this point in the road trip, we had only made 2 hotel reservations. We were basically waiting to see how the road trip would unfold, to see if we would stay a third night. Since we were traveling during the month of May, we could allow ourselves to book last minute. However, we don't recommend to do the same during peak season for fear that you run out of options. Before leaving the Iris Beach Hotel, the reception staff informed us the best route to reach Elafonisos. Google favored other routes, but we were told the best one was to drive along the coast and to cut across the terrain before reaching the port of Punta. Breakfast was not included at the hotel, so we toyed with a few options. We could A. backtrack 10 minutes to the village near Monemvasia, or B. trek onwards for about 1 hour to find a place to eat in Elafonisos. This small decision clinched a series of events that would transform our day to one of the most memorable in Greece. We loved the scenic route that Iris Beach Hotel recommended for us. At times, we felt like we would have to trek through water. In order to get to Elafonisos, there was a short ferry ride from the village of Punta, where the ferry runs frequently, and in just 10 minutes, you find yourself in a paradise. The island is located in the southeastern tip of the Peloponnese, and though it's small, it boasts some of the most beautiful beaches in Greece. Contrary to what we thought, access is easy, and once you're there, it feels like time slows down. We were unaware of the ferry schedule, and seeing how it was off-peak season, it was a crucial piece of information to get on and off the island. We lined up behind other cars as we arrived, and then consulted the schedule sheet. We had less than 1 hour to wait for the next ferry. Scanning around the concrete port, we were pleasantly surprised and impressed to see the crystal-clear waters and clean beach. We patiently waited for the ferry, and when it was almost time to board, there was now a long lineup of cars behind us. Oddly, everyone started to board the ferry backwards. Wanting to blend in, I copied the others. As you'll see shortly, this maneuver was to facilitate exiting the boat. The staff was polite and guided us accordingly. Once parked, we needed to pay our ticket at the small booth in the front. It was something like 20 euros for Ellie, myself, and the car. It was a short ride, but very picturesque nonetheless. After crossing, we noticed a lineup of restaurants and shops along the shore. Who knew such a short ferry ride could really transport us to a peaceful and serene place? We felt time slow down as we started discovering the waterfront shops and restaurants, many of which hadn't opened for the new season yet. For instance, we parked the car and walked towards the cafe, only to be told later that they weren't open yet. Which is when we continued on the road and stumbled upon Mammy, pretty much right in front of the beach. Before checking out Simos Beach, we wanted to have a quick coffee and a bite to eat. Our decision earlier to find a restaurant in Elafonisos was starting to shape into something bigger. Luckily, Mammy was open for business. Iria, the business owner, immediately connected with Ellie and I. We placed our food order and went to find a place to sit on the waterfront patio. Here's the thing, our plan was to visit Elafonisos Island for a few hours before heading to Yithio for the night. We saw ourselves visiting Simos Beach and frankly, didn't think there was much else on the island. But our first 15 minutes here, everything changed. We fell in love with this place. It was love at first sight. Not only that, but we knew a few hours here wouldn't be enough. Iria then brought us our incredible food, which is when Ellie decided to ask her for help with our travel accommodations. Iria didn't hesitate for a second. She helped us call the hotel in Yithio to see if they could bump our reservation by one night. The entire conversation was in Greek, which I knew would make the difference. Once I saw that we could switch the nights, I quickly got on the Hotels.com application and started searching for availability on Elafonisos Island. I noticed the Berdoussis hotel had availability and I proceeded to book it. Well, this was shaping to be quite the adventure. You know, it's good to have a set itinerary, but it's also great to leave a little breathing room for spontaneous adjustments too. This switch might not have been possible if we had a jam-packed schedule. We finished our meals and chatted with Iria a little, which is when she recommended a must-visit beach in addition to Simos. Plus, she told us about her sister's restaurant, which we could visit for an afternoon snack. We couldn't wait to start discovering, but first, we headed to the Berdoussis hotel to check in and drop off our stuff. One of the perks of Hotels.com is that once you reach a certain level on your membership, you can get room upgrades and earlier check-ins for free. It only takes 30+ bookings in 1 year to reach the gold status. Since I had reached this status, we were able to check in earlier, offering us the flexibility to leave our belongings behind and head to the beach. It also helped that they had many rooms available and that we spoke directly with the owner. After the ferry and seeing the stunning beauty of the island, we couldn't resist changing our plans. And trust me, it was totally worth it. Elafonisos may be small, but its history runs deep. The island was once part of the mainland, but was separated by a seismic event thousands of years ago. In ancient times, it was known for its connections to Sparta, and during more recent history, it was a significant stopover point for traders. A little fun fact about Elafonisos: it's a small island, only about 19 square kilometers, but it's packed with history. In ancient times, it was known as Onou Inatos, which means donkey's jawbone, because of its shape. The island has been a haven for pirates, and you can still feel that sense of adventure in the air. Another cool fun fact: legend has it that the island was once connected to the fable land of Atlantis. While that's up for debate, one thing that's for sure is the sense of adventure you'll feel here. Whether it's hiking the dunes or swimming in the serene waters, Elafonisos will capture your heart just like it did ours. We were a little slow to get going. For starters, I followed Google Maps into a dead end. I thought it was leading me through a shortcut, when in actuality, it brought me to a pedestrian street. That was a doozy, but I managed to back my way out of this situation. Elafonisos is home to some of the most beautiful beaches in Greece. One of them is the famous Simos Beach, known for its fine sand and clear waters. Our friend George in Naplio confirmed this fact once we went back to see him. Elafonisos is an ideal spot for swimming, sunbathing, and just lounging at the beach for the day. But before heading to Simos, Iria had told us about another beach that she really enjoys because it's a little quieter. It goes by the name of Berdoussis Beach. Seeing on how we bought ourselves extra time on the island, we headed over to check out that beach first. We wanted to soak up some sun since up to that point in our Greek vacation, the weather was generally fine, although we hoped it was a little warmer. Which is why once on Elafonisos, we really wanted to take advantage of the surroundings. After spending a few hours at this beach and running a few rotations of swimming and drying in the sun, we headed over to Iria's sister's restaurant. It was mostly to have a drink and snacks while enjoying the view. And oh my, the restaurant is located on a bit of a hill, which gives this amazing panoramic view of the surrounding sea. We asked if we could talk to Iria's sister, and sure enough, we found Iria there having lunch. After chatting it up, we decided to head over to the next beach where we would be spending the rest of our day exploring Simos Beach. It's often ranked as one of the best beaches in Greece, and for good reason. The white sand, crystal clear water, and the iconic dunes make this place feel otherworldly. It's perfect for relaxing, swimming, or even just taking in the views. Ellie and I paid €10 to rent a lounging bed located on the front row to the water. We lounged, I swam, and later we went to discover the beach. Simos has two facades. On one side there's a lot of waves, and on the other, the water was much quieter. It was hard to understand the beach's layout looking only at Google Maps images. But once here, we now better understood the two connecting Simos beaches. The sun was going down and wind was picking up, which is when we decided to head back to the hotel to clean up and get ready for dinner. We planned to stay near the village, which was conveniently located a short walk from the Berdoussis hotel. We slowly made our way to the village center and checked out a few local shops along the way. A few restaurants interested us, but since it wasn't peak season yet, not all of them were open. So we strolled up and down the street, taking our time before choosing the best place to eat. If you're planning a road trip through the Peloponnese, Elafonisos should absolutely be on your list. It's an easy detour from the mainland, and you might just end up changing your plans like we did, to stay longer. Tomorrow, we'll be heading back to the mainland, but for now, we're soaking every last bit of the island's charm. When visiting Elafonisos, we recommend that you stay at least one night here. A day trip is doable, but staying overnight really lets you experience the island at its best. especially during the golden hour when the beaches empty out and the sunset paints the sky. We had no clue what to expect before our visit, and now we know that it's a great spot to chill for as many days as your vacation will allow. A special thank you to Iria. We're so grateful for the decisions that we made which led us to her. She was one of the most genuine persons we met during our 25 days in Greece. And she helped us change our travel accommodations so we could enjoy more time on the island. As the day turned into night on our second day in the Peloponnese, we're so grateful that we made the decision to stay. Sometimes, the best adventures are the ones you don't plan for, because this truly was a memorable experience for us. Hey everyone, welcome back. What a day, right? Thank you so much for coming along with us on this wonderful adventure in Elafonisos. But the journey doesn't stop here. There's still so much more of the Peloponnese to discover. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and stick around, because the next destination is just around the corner. And it's just as epic as Elafonisos, because yet again we got great tips from a local which got us to experience another wonderful adventure. So until next week, stay safe, take care, keep on discovering, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye for now.